Hello everybody, welcome back to Brad Fab Garage. Getting in here, let the camera focus a little bit from being in the sun. We are continuously working on getting all this stuff ready. Turn my TV down for a minute. And I've got 2 or 3 things we're working on. Last video, we got the hitch and the trailer pretty well wrapped up. I did go through and do my LED lights all through here. That's all I've really got done on that. I'm gonna mount a battery in it for a spare, all that kind of good stuff. But I'm going through the list of all the safety stuff that's in HRA, and of course my car doesn't have all of that, and at the speeds I'm running, that's why I'm going to run either the 10 or 11.0 index at Rocky Mountain, because there's a lot of stuff I don't have that they want you to have. But some of the stuff I'm working on is getting a flex fuel sensor installed. Got this mounted on my return line. Everything wired here. I'm waiting on some wire loom to kind of clean it all up, dress it all in, all that kind of fun stuff. But one thing I am having to fix or add is a drive shaft loop. Now I do have a loop back here for my cross member. It's not technically a loop because it's just on the bottom, but between the floor pan and that, it's there. But I have to have a drive shaft loop within 6 inches of the front yoke. Now, even though this couldn't come to the ground with that there, I have to have something within 6 inches here. So what I'm gonna do is I've got seat belt bolts right here and seat belt bolt right there. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this ring, which is actually some pretty heavy duty stuff here. A lot stouter than what it needs to be, but I think that's probably an 8-inch piece of almost quarter wall. So I've marked this, and I'm going to cut 3 or basically 4 inches out of this and see if I can get this thing up there. Put longer bolts in my seat belts here and here that I can build tabs off of, and just mount that to those seat belt bolts. That'll be more than sufficient. The only thing I'm worried about is how low it's going to sit underneath here. So it's kind of one more thing just to be in my way if it's kind of trying to work on something, but I'm going to make it removable. I'm going to try and leave these 2 spots, cut this and that right there, and make this removable off of those tabs. So I'm going to cut that here in a minute and then try and see how I like that. So I'm waiting for the loom. I'm waiting for steel valve stems to come from Amazon. I am waiting on, what else is it that I had to have? Neutral safety switch. Neutral safety switch will be here Wednesday, I think. Today is Sunday. So I have neutral safety switch to wire in, the alcohol sensor to wire in, to run faster than 9s. I have to have an SFI balancer, which I don't have. So hopefully there's enough in here that they don't crawl around and look. But once again, I'm not planning on running 9s, but I would like to get my NHRA license, and all this stuff I'm going to have. I've got to have a new 3-layer fire suit or fire jacket and 3-layer pants. I don't want a whole suit because I don't have to wear that all the time. I just want the jacket and pants individually. I've got to have gloves. I've got to have neck brace. I mean, just all kinds of stuff just to go and run a couple of races. I did get an SFI approved flywheel, so that'll go on the 408 whenever I get that ready, so I'll be legit there. There's just knick-knack stuff. I mean, I've never had a neutral safety switch in this car, but B&M makes one for my B&M shifter, so that's just more wiring I've got to run under the carpet. I could go about it and put a toggle switch somewhere and make that work, but if I'm going to be somewhere and I'm going to take the time to do it, I want it to be legit, and I can just leave it alone and not have to mess with it. So I was wanting to go to a CO2 shifter, probably a Motion Raceworks or something like that has this one in there, but I'm not going to drop $800 to get this done here in time. Got other stuff I need to buy, so that'll come eventually. So anyway, I'm going to start working on this drive shaft loop, see what I can come of that. my glasses off my head here. So, okay, got this cut. Now, I'm thinking right up about like that. And 2 bolt holes. Oop, can't see. All right, I'm thinking about that. I mean, it is higher than my exhaust, but I think that will work. I probably can move it up a little bit further forward and come off of those tabs there and there, and just do a little bit longer bolt. So, I mean, looks legit to me. I just need to be able to connect the dots again on the top of this thing. Where'd it go? There we go. So I just need to maybe be able to make that bolt together, which is no big deal. A couple pieces of flat strap and we'll be good to go. I'm almost thinking, as heavy as this thing is, as much of a pain in the butt as it would be, but I'm gonna take that thing all the way down halfway through there and get rid of half of that weight, because that's probably 4 pounds really. We'll see how dedicated I get whenever it's time to do that. So, all right, let me do some planning and we'll be back. Okay, I have decided to split this in half. This thing is almost 3 inches wide, so I'm going to cut it about 1.25 inches, right down the middle or so. And I'll give me a spare ring if I need to build one for Matt Chevelle when it's time to get his stuff ready. So I'm going to see if I have enough cut-off wheel to make this cut and try and get this all the way around. All right, that'll be a whole lot easier to work with than that big piece. Okay, changed up some plans, like we always do, but I've got it figured out. I had some seatbelt tabs that I use on my rock crawlers to weld straight to the roll bar tubing. So let me show you what I did. Okay, it's probably going to be pretty tough to see, but right here is where the factory seatbelt bolts come through. What I did, I'm going to put longer bolts through here, and I can set right there and use the seatbelt bolts and everything to hold the drive shaft loop. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to weld the top of this back on, and then we'll run long bolts into it there, call it good. Got my ring welded up into here, and I don't know if you can see, but it fits right on that bolt and right in there on that bolt. So not a bad fit at all. I'm gonna have to run some screws through the top, so I'm gonna be in and out of the car, so it's gonna be hard to show you what's going on, but I'll be back. Okay, that is tight. I am happy with that. It fits a lot nicer than that big old wide one did. Let's get our tape measure. Make sure we're within 6 inches. Center of that yoke is 5 inches. So we are within NHRA spec on a drive shaft loop. So one more thing done. Now I just got to get everything to get this O2 sensor, this flex fuel sensor wired. and we'll be ready to go retune this thing for the flex fuel. So if I'm out somewhere and there is no E85, I can fill it full of 91, head on down the road, and drain it when I get to the track and refill the car back with E85. So one thing after another when it comes to this thing. Seems like every time we think of something, there's another something that we ought to be prepared for. So pretty happy with this. Probably finish that up for the night. I'm waiting on some wire loom to come in for those wires to run up the firewall. That'll be here tomorrow. And we can start just checking things off the box. Got a whole list of stuff I got to do. And then I have this list of supplies that I want to take with me. Pretty much the basics. The only thing I don't have here, I want to order some spare low dollar sensors. Just for oil pressure boost, map sensors, anything else that might go wrong will probably go wrong, but if I have it, it won't go wrong. So we know how that works. Once I get the E85 sensor hooked up, alcohol sensor hooked up, I'm probably going to put the 408 in it. I was telling myself and everybody that I was going to wait, leave the 5.3 in it. It already runs plenty fast enough. So, but I don't know. It's hard to not put it in when I got a brand new one sitting here. So probably what I'm going to do. So don't tell nobody. All right. Hello all. Welcome back to Brad Fab Garage. We are having to make a salvage yard run today. We need a couple things for the Camaro and a couple things for Mash Chevelle. So we're still prepping for drag week and for Rocky Mountain Race week. And you know how that goes. A lot of little stuff to get ready. A few spares here and there. So we'll see you in the salvage yard. All right. We are here at OKQ. Let's see if we can go find some dipsticks. I bet we'll find something. We just hope we find what we need. Definitely tell that the wind has been playing havoc here too. Every car out here is pretty much just white from all the wind and the smoke and the dust and all that kind of stuff. But oh well. I brought too big of a tool bag. I'm already huffing and puffing carrying this, but man, I hate to show up and not have what I need to get something off that I might just need. So we're working our way all the way to the back. It seems where they always put the Chevrolet stuff. So ooh, Jaguar. That could be fun. There's always something out here. Seen some 300Z. Hey, blinking. Must be in the classy aisle. Mustangs everywhere, imagine that. I've seen better days over there. Alright, we gotta be getting close. Alright, made it to the Chevrolet aisle. What is this? 62 heads. Of course, the dipstick's gone. That's what we were after. Let's keep on walking. Oh, I see a locking dipstick. Right there is what I'm needing. It's a simple locking dipstick. So one of those. Didn't need any needing tools for that. Let's see what transmission it is, because we do need this a 4L60. Oh, we don't need that. Okay, so one thing down. That was an awful easy one to find. Okay, so we need to find a 4L80 for Matt. If there's something there that's already disassembled, would be awesome. We need a dipstick tube for 4L80. Dodge, Jeep. There we go. That'll be a 20-ish. Put it on there. But these normally had 6 liters in them. It's got 243 heads. That's a good sign. Be a good set of heads to grab, but we're not here for that today. Some of these were aluminum blocks. transmission would this one have in it? Let's find a... There we go. This is a nice truck. Trying to find a floor mat here so I don't have to get down in the dirt on my knees. Alright, let's keep looking. Actually, I could get... If the starter's off, I bet they've already robbed the crank sensor on it. No, starter's still on it. Okay. I have one new one. It never hurts to have a spare one, but we'll see if we can find something that's easier to get to. Nothing on this aisle. Let's jump over to the next one. It's almost Easter, right? It's like a serious Easter egg hunt for men. Here's another avalanche. Ooh, picked that one clean. What do we got next? Let's work our way down this one. You can see a lot of Jeeps and a lot of Fords. 2001 Z71. That one will be a 4L60 also. What motor? Huh. Found a pair of pliers. Leaving the salvage yard, they're free for all. Oh, that's probably what they're wanting. Nice gas cap cover thing. Okay, dipstick tube is gone. Of course, it's wrong transmission. Another 5.3. All right, we'll keep looking. But this thing's been picked out clean. This Tahoe over here, Suburban, just about picked off clean. And we're not having any luck on the 4L80. Usually you'll find one with one, but it'll be scrapped or something. Just need a dipstick tube. That's all we need. Let's see, one or two Chevy girls up here. Other than that, we're maybe about done. We could go around to pull apart, but I don't know how much more time I got left today. That's the Ford. Oh, there's a Chevy there. There's another Tahoe. This one will be 4th gen. It's not totally clean. What we got here? That one's not been messed with too much. Is gone. And that could be a 6-liter. It's a full-size Suburban. That'll be a 5.3. No locking dipstick, man. We're finding them things everywhere. I think we're about done. Man, just no luck on a 4L80 dipstick tube. Alright, well, as much as I hate to say it, that's probably a day. Got one thing I wanted. Actually, two things of one thing I wanted. But this is going to be a bust for Matt. Alright, done at OKQ. We've got some stuff to do this afternoon, so I might try and come back and go to Pull Part and see if we can find something over there. It's gonna be hard to find that, but I'm gonna try anyway. So we'll see you guys later, and head back to the shop. See ya. All right, made it back to the shop. So not a very interesting trip to the salvage yard, but we got at least one thing that we found. So I'll have to get on the internet and see if I can order up, I guess, a new dipstick and dipstick tube for the 4L80. So we'll do a little research on Google, see what we can find. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.